Hi everyone, Agnes here. Now in this video I'm going to go through the incredible results I've had from using castor oil for 1 month, okay? I've been experimenting with different things on my body, on my face, to see if all the videos that I've seen about it were actually true. I use myself as a guinea pig. So what I'm going to do is tell you where I used it on my body, on my face, and what results I got in particular areas, 9 particular areas, okay? Now, before I start, for those of you that don't know me, I'm 57 years old. I do not use any filters or alterations through apps on YouTube to alter my appearance. What you see is what you get, okay? Now, where did I use it on my body and face for these 30-day results? Number 1, I used it around my eyes for a reduction in crow's feet. 50% definitely has reduced and got smaller, and some of them have completely disappeared, okay? Number 2, reduction in skin damage. Now, having lived in Australia for 30 years, a lot of sun exposure, beach swimming, and for me, a lot of freckles on my forehead, on my cheeks, and also on my hands. So I put it on all those areas as well. And I can tell you that the freckles have diminished, I would say about 40% in 1 month, okay? Now, the number 3, around the mouth. Now, if you look at some of my old videos, especially after I had COVID and I lost 10 kilos, which was about nearly 2 sizes, depending on if you use pounds, okay? I lost 2 sizes when I had COVID. These lines in my face got really pronounced when I had COVID, and I thought, and then my face dropped from the weight loss and also from having had that for 2.5 months. So the filling in of the lines have improved. If you want to check, you can see some of my old videos, and you can see that these lines are much more pronounced, okay? Number 4, now this isn't something that I really needed because I am dark, was eyebrow growth and eyelash growth, okay? I've noticed that my eyebrows have thickened up a bit and also my eyelashes have thickened up a bit. Now, I wasn't intending on doing that. I was actually using it for the eye floaters. For those of you that wear glasses or for those of you that are starting to have issues with your vision, I was actually putting the castor oil on my fingers and I was dabbing my eyes. Now, indirectly, my eyebrows and my eyelashes have started to thicken up, okay? Not one that I necessarily want, coming from Italian, French descent, but for those of you that want more eyebrows and want more eyelashes, that is a benefit. Now, the 5th one, veins, spider veins and varicose veins, okay? The veins on my legs, having worked in retail for a very long time, I was getting veins around my knees on the inside and down the back of my knees, okay? So these have reduced, I would say about 30%, not a huge amount, but the spider veins are decreasing in their intensity, as in the brightness of it, because they get bright red, especially when they start to spider out. And the varicose veins have got little lumps. For those of you that have them, you know that. So the varicose veins are starting to deflate and decrease, and also the blueness of them are starting to recede. So about 30% with those. Okay, which is great. Now, number 6, this is a bit of an odd one. I remember listening to some videos where people put with a little dropper the castor oil into their belly button. Why? For digestion issues, constipation, fibroids, any female issues around periods, painful periods, bloating, and I used it, and I have to say I haven't had that bloating. I would say 70% decrease in that one thing in 1 month. Okay, so for me that's quite significant because I end up eating some things that you know, and then I have to pay the price of waiting for it to go down through fasting 2 days a week. So this was a really good one for me. I didn't have any issues with elimination and with that bloating and not being able to do my jeans up or my pants up. So this one was wonderful. Really helped the digestion considerably. Okay, now number 7. I have a lump on my back. What is it? It was just a hard lump. I went to the doctor years ago. I got this many years ago when my dad was dying of Alzheimer's. It was all the stress. I felt like my dad was on my back. I felt the pressure of 7 years of looking after him with my mum, and it was very stressful. And it was like the stress of feeling the trappedness, the feeling, you know, all the negative emotion around him being sick, the fear he was going to die, all this stuff. It's like it just went into my back. Now, when that was at its biggest, it was like the size of a tennis ball cut in half, and that was stuck next to my back. So much so, I didn't want to wear a t-shirt that was too tight. I wouldn't wear a bathing suit for many, many, many years, and I didn't really like even my partner seeing me naked because it was unattractive. Now, the doctor said, oh, just go and get it cut out and it'll be fine. But the thing is, I didn't want to use surgery. I knew my body could dissolve it if I could find the right thing. So many years went by. My dad's been dead for over a decade, and no, longer than that. He died in 2009. So we're talking quite a long time ago, and I'm only dealing with this now. So it's been something that's taken me a long time to make it a priority, because obviously when you're clothed, no one sees it. But I can tell you, sitting in my office chair, it would push on it. It would make it uncomfortable if I was in the car, and also if I was laying on my back. I was always having to lay on one side, not because it hurt, but because it was uncomfortable. So this lump on my back, and this has been a 2-month trial for this, not 1 month for this particular thing. It has gone down 50% in 2 months, okay? And what I do is I put these little, you know those little eye circle things? They look like a cotton ball, but they're flat. I put 3 of those kind of overlapping each other, 1, 2, 3, and I just put castor oil on it, and I put it on my back. And then what I do is I get one of those bands that you wrap around your wrist for when you've got a sprained wrist, and I keep it on all night. So, and I often do it when I have a shower. So the pores are open, you put the warm castor oil, and then what I've been doing when it's winter is I lean onto an electric blanket. So that's been incredibly amazing for me, having had this for a very long time, and it has been something that I'll deal with that, I'll deal with that, I'll deal with that, and now finally finding the right thing, and it works, okay? Now, number 8, I had a little skin thing, also probably from the sun, on the side of my nose. It was starting to stick out a little bit. I looked like a little witch. And I thought, no, I could get that burnt off, because that's what they do in Australia. They get them burnt off. And I thought, no, again, I don't want anything burnt off. I don't want anything sliced off. I don't want any stitches. I will deal with it in a natural way. So this thing is nearly completely gone. I don't know if you can see it, but it was, yeah, it was bugging me. And it's one of those things, because it's on your nose, it's just right there. So that has gone down, I would say 70%. And that as well has been 2 months, because that was the one I started on. Of all the other things I mentioned, this was the thing that was bugging me the most, because it was on my face. Okay? Now, the last thing, eye floaters, which I mentioned a bit earlier, just doing that and putting it on my eyes, the eye floaters have reduced about 50% as well. So all of these things, I'm not going to go into the science of it, because that's not what kind of channel I am, but I will say to you, there's lots of other videos that do go into all of that. If you want to go into it, I'll put some videos down below for you, the benefits of using castor oil. Now, a friend of mine sent me a story where her father had 3 types of cancer in his body, and he used castor oil on his body. He also did celery juicing. He rubbed in frankincense. He listened to nice music and he watched comedy. And he recovered from 3 types of cancer, and castor oil was a big factor in his recovery. Okay, so I hope that that inspires you to try it. I hope that it inspires you to deal with some of these weird little things that goes on with the body and some of the things that you go, I don't really know what to do with that. I hope that it will inspire you to go and investigate. If you like the science, go down that route. If you don't like the science, you just want success stories and results, try it out for yourself. Now, there was one other thing I was going to say, and I've forgotten what it is. So if I remember it, I'll put it down in the description below, because the castor, oh, that's right. That's what I was going to say. Hexane free and organic only. Okay, if you can get it in a bottle that is glass, I think that's better than getting the plastic, because obviously the plastic's going to go into the oil. So find an organic castor oil for you and try it and see the results. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in 1 month and I will give you the 2-month progress, and I will also give you, it'll be 3 months for the lump on my back and also for the little thing on my nose. So I'll give you those updated results in a month's time. All right, lots of love, everyone. I'm excited because I love when something natural works, and it's so easy. It's a bit goopy and sticky, so I put on an old pair of track pants, because obviously when I'm doing the veins on my legs, I don't want that all over my bed at night or during the day. You don't want it on your nice clothes. So get an old t-shirt, get an old pair of tracksuit pants, and then, you know, it's good to put it on while you're walking around your house, because if you're doing the dishes or whatever, you're not laying on it. So for me, laying on my back was only good for the lump on my back, but for everything else, not having the oil soak into the clothes, because that just gets wasted, is probably a better idea. All right, so lots of love, and I will also put the videos I've done on fasting. I'll put the links up here, and also I lost 50% of my hair during COVID. If you go back and look at some of the older videos from a year or 2 ago, you will see my hair is extremely thin and extremely wispy. And I've always had a lot of hair. Coming from an Italian French background, hair was never an issue for me. I lost 50% of my hair. And I remember when I put it into a little elastic, there was barely enough for a pencil at one point. That's how much hair I lost. And I took, this is a totally separate thing, Biotin 2500 IU, and I took that every day for a year, and 100% of my hair grew back. So that's a really good one too. All right, everyone, that's it. See you soon.